it never removes them, right? So we made version 99 that basically says like, okay, because version 98, I think what it was it would buy the options based on what AlphaPix recommends, but then just hold them basically forever, right? Whereas in version 99, we made it a little different where um, if things come off the list, or if the picks change, right? So find the top two picks or the top three picks or whatever. In this case, I think I picked four. Um, if those come off the list, then they actually get removed and they actually trade more often. So it's not just holding the same thing all the time. So that's kind of what's been happening here with the new one, which seems to be performing a lot better. But then the old one, this is, yeah, a little bit of a disappointing result. Um, so maybe we could analyze this and figure out what the heck is going on with this one. If you guys want to work on that, we could figure out what is going on with this alpha picks option strategy and, how can we improve it further, right? I think that'd be a good thing to look into. We could work on AI trading for an AI trading team. I already showed you those four. There's that Citadel bot and a few other things as well. So we could work on those and try to improve those and see what the heck they did over the past week and is there any way that we can improve it? Then we could also work on the AI trading team skill for BotSpot, meaning that we make it easier for you guys to make these AI trading teams, which we were working on, I think, last week or the week before that. Um, there's also something I've been thinking about a lot lately is we have this whole AI trading team, but what we have not explored, and this is something we talked about a lot, where you can actually make it so that our AI can just trade for you, but it's not like the way that we built these, right, was like pretend you're Ray Dalio, pretend you're Citadel, whatever, and trade like them. But you could also just as easily, I think, we haven't tried this yet, and I think this would be a very interesting thing to try is use the AI trading to basically make a strategy instead of using code. So something like, make a strategy that trades the opening range breakout, right? Do the analysis every day. And then you basically, instead of writing Python code to do that, right? Where it's like, if this, then that, if this, and that, instead, you let the agent figure that out on its own, right? It can basically make its own decisions and say, should I buy this? Should I buy that? And it does its own analysis and then actually places the trade on its own, right? So we've done it as an AI trading team, but we've never done like AI trading as we'll say AI trading to execute um, specific strategies. So, for example, you know, like anything that we would normally do, right? Like trade orb strategies or trade you know, condors or trade, whatever the typical thing that people trade or moving averages, right? But basically, instead of making it with code, we would make it with an AI trading prompt, right? And the reason why this matters, strategies, there you go. The reason why that matters is because I think that if we were to do that through AI, we could make it like 100 times easier to make a strategy, right? So instead of you're building a strategy, you have to get all the Python code right and all this stuff has to work. Instead, you let the AI reason about it and kind of figure it out on its own, right? So if I want to make a strategy that trades iron condors, instead of like spending all this time making code and making sure it's perfect and whatever, I just give instructions to the AI and say, do this every day, right? It'll go off and figure out all this stuff on its own and figure out, what is the right delta and what is this, what is that. It will do all that analysis on its own and then just place that like moving average or condor trade, for example, right? So it's like a new way of building strategies. right? Because, what I've been thinking about a lot is it's really hard to build strategies. I think this would make it a lot easier to build strategies, right? So instead of writing code and executes code, it's instead talking to the AI on a daily basis and actually executing that, right? So I think that'd be very interesting. Does that make sense to you guys, by the way? Or does that sound interesting in any way?
Yeah, it sounds interesting. Definitely.
Okay. All right, so is that we could also work on a Twitter trading bot. It's become a lot easier to build something like that, and I think there's a lot of interesting stuff there. We could work on prediction markets like Polymarket and Kalshi. We actually got pretty far with that last week. This is another thing that's really hot right now. Like, you know what I've been learning? I learned this crazy fact the other day. What was it? It was one of these brokers. I think it was Robinhood or Schwab or something like that. They're making more money from these prediction markets than they are from their stock or options trading. Can you believe that?
That's cool.
It's amazing.
I
That's
think,
crazy, no?
yeah, 'cause I mean, like, because they're betting on so much stuff, especially like
Hmm.
world events and stuff. And,
Hmm.
I mean, yeah, your 50-50 chance is, is pretty good if you make a good white choice. But I can believe that because people on 14 events, everything, news events, all that betting, I can see that.
Yeah,
Wonder.
I mean, sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, I wonder how many folks out there have got a AI agent that is they feed the daily racing form on a race into the research, and then they have the agent go in and then analyze down into comparisons horse by horse and comparison and can spit out a predicted winner. And I wonder how they do. I bet somebody's doing that for sure.
So I could actually tell you a story about this. This was actually back in the day. I think this was in the 80s or the 90s when computers were kind of just becoming a thing. There was a guy who would do horse betting, right? And he was the first person ever that used computer models to do horse betting, right? And he actually did some pretty interesting stuff. It was like he just got a slight edge, kind of figuring out, what horses are going to be better, whatever. But he also made a lot of bets. Like the computer would place like 1,000 bets a day, kind of thing, right? Like no human's going to do that, right? Um, and these guys, I think it was over the course of 3 years, they made